Well, the X is back in town, and families no doubt excited to bring the kids down to enjoy some rides and some tasty treats. But some who may be waiting for an annual event here at the CNE may be disappointed to find out that it's been canceled. The annual Youth Day, which allowed patrons under 19 to get onto the fairgrounds for a discounted rate, will not be happening this year.
We always review all of our promotions, and we don't continue those promotions forever. We are always trying to refresh and re-examine. I think that last year, some of the challenges that we had around Youth Day certainly caused us to pause and reflect and look at that. And so we've just made a decision that we are going to move on from that particular promotion. But there are things here for youth to do throughout the 18 days of the fair.
No, the challenges she's talking about is this incident on Youth Day last year when rowdy crowds and fights triggered panic. The CNE shut down almost 3 hours early that night. 3 teens were arrested. A 16-year-old girl was charged with assaulting a police officer, and a 16-year-old boy charged with assaulting a peace officer. The 13 was charged for possession. The CNE cited overcrowding as a reason for the closure that night, with some 70,000 people passing through the gates that day. But one youth advocate says the decision unfairly punishes thousands who rely on Youth Day's discounts simply because of the actions of a few.
As a city, we pride ourselves on being inclusive, right? And now with the CNE, a tradition of Toronto, it's not inclusive because not everyone can afford it. So are we really an inclusive city? When this happened last year, a lot of different youth leaders and community advocates came out and said, let's work together to look at how we can, avoid this happening again. We talked about different suggestions, like let's say it's not just Youth Day, but let's spread it out, say a bunch of youth mornings or afternoons, so that we don't have 70,000 people showing up all at once.
Vong says the price of admission is prohibitive to some families, but in response to that criticism, the CNE says they have lots of other ways for families to access discounts. They point to the special prices on Monday to Thursday nights after 5 p.m. Now, coming up a little later in the show, we'll talk about safety and security, but on a different note in light of recent events in Europe. We're at the CNE, or the opening night of the CNE, where lots of people are excited to hit the midway, and I've just made some new friends, Charlene, and you've got a visitor here. What was your name? And?
Mike.
Mike. Now, you guys are from Ireland, and you live here now, right? So, have you been to the X before?
I was here last year, but just for like an hour or so.
And how did you like it?
It was great.
Yeah, so you thought I better come back and get a full experience.
Yeah, more experience.
And how about the little one here? He's a little camera shy. Are you excited to go on the rides? Are you excited about the rides?
Pretty excited. And once you see the lights at night, everything lit up.
It does look pretty cool at night, I will tell you that. Now, one of the things about the X is always the food. Yeah. So what have you got in your hand there?
It's a pineapple cocktail.
It looks pretty fancy. Yeah. I think I might have to get myself one.
You should. It's really refreshing.
Is it? That's good. So when it's like a hot summer day. For yourself, what do you love about the X?
The food, hot dogs, everything, yeah.
There's lots of deep fried things to eat, I find.
Yeah? Okay.
For me, if I give you a recommendation, it's to have the funnel cake.
Okay.
That's my thing. Okay. I'll let you guys enjoy your evening. I know you guys just got here. Oh, and it's his Carter's first time here. Yeah. How old is he?
6 weeks
6 weeks. He's sleeping, so I won't disturb him. But I'll let you guys enjoy your evening. I know you just got here, and Calum's eager to get on the rides. Yeah. So enjoy your evening, okay?
Thank you.
Now, lots of people here to have a fun time and enjoy the rides. They don't want to be worrying about security. Now, that's something that the CNE says that they have as top of mind. And they want patrons to know that they have made some changes in light of recent events across in Europe.
We have changed some of our plans with respect to access to the site. We've hardened the access to the site a little bit, and we've also made our entryways for vehicles, the security at those entrances, a little more robust.
Well, around the world, we've seen there's been a variety of mechanisms in the past. There was knife attacks in the past. Now there's rental trucks and others. We're very much aware of that, and they're taking precautions to mitigate any of those types of threats in this environment.
You can see at the Princess Gates there are things that have been done to make sure that people remain safe, and that with some of these methods that are being used nowadays by these terrorists, that the CNE and many other organizations and public venues are taking the steps necessary to provide as much protection to people as possible.
Now, the CNE says they're going to be taking care of security so that folks here can just worry about having fun.